We did it. We survived another day. The sun didn't blow up. We did it. We're winning. This is what winning looks like. Guys, gals, NB pals, how are you guys doing today? I'm lighting some incense. Because when you go into a rich person's basement, it's gotta smell like incense, right? And blood. Paint the man, cut the lines. God, it's such a good game. Paint the man, cut the lines. Paint the man, cut the lines. If you've never played Amnesia: The Dark Descent, wait until about 9 p.m. Turn all the lights off and play it. And tell me how that goes. It's super fun. Yeah, I heard you can change the menu music. It was a topic of discussion on the Discord this morning when I woke up. Working on fully customizing your library in Ruina. That's fun. That's fun. Have you 100%ed the Library of Ruina yet? I know that's not like a motivation for most people, but it's something I'm always curious about. Time to gun down these bozos. Yeah, it happens. It happens. What do you still how should I say? Like what are you still having a hard time with? Or what have you not gotten yet? I mean, I know you've beaten it. Have you done all of your I only really go back if I feel like making Roland my abuse goblin. I'm curious, like what bits of the game haven't you finished? Did you do all of the realizations at least? All key pages and combat pages beat a finger member with feet. A bunch of status related ones and doing last fights with no downs. The last fight with no downs is hard. It was like giddy, it was close. But I don't think it was that terribly bad. If you've done all the realizations, I think you've done like the hardest parts, honestly. I don't think that the how should I put it? I don't think that any of the other achievements are particularly difficult. Especially like beating a finger member with Pete is super easy. All key pages and combat pages, you're probably just missing like 1 or 2 silly ones like I was. You don't want to do it? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I know for some people there's literally no, like, it's like, I unlocked all of the achievements, I feel nothing. And that's totally fair and valid. I have multiple friends who genuinely do not give a single shit about achievements. They will help me do my achievements, and then I'll be like, alright, do you want to do yours? And they're like, nah, I'm good. DDLC? I might know what that acronym is, but I don't memorize acronyms for the most part. I need to get back to Disney's Fantasia. Music Evolved. I really wanted to stream that, but all of the music is copyright, and it would put me into copyright hell immediately. Straight to copyright hell. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You're cooked. Oh, Doki Doki Literature Club? I've beaten it. I got it whenever it released on Steam for free, like ages and ages ago. And I did all the I don't know if I officially like 100%ed it on Steam, but I did do all of the endings, all of the content that I remember seeing. Like I got to like the Monica ending and the good ending, etc. You were to be sacrificed for the ritual in this laboratory. You should never have been down here. You're ruining our plans. Who sent you down here? Well, I don't know if you guys will believe what we've got to say, but it was a diary. Asiya, stop, please. Why do the faces of those I once longed to see appear at such unexpected times, only to depart in such a hurry? You do remember, do you not, that I never had any talent in fisticuffs? Well, perhaps I may one day allow myself to use the mirror as you do. This experiment would have been a tad more entertaining had you been here beside me all along. Do not be so sorry for the brevity of this reunion, dear old friend. We shall see one another again in due time. Regrettably, I must make my exit. I rarely ever leave work on time, for I wear so many hats. And Doki Doki Literature Club was a game that came out in a time where those kind of games, the let's say the visual novel dating simulator type games had kind of became really samey. A lot of them had become like very similar to one another, and I don't want to say like uninteresting. If you really liked the genre, then it was, you know, it was a robust genre with a lot of different titles to play. But Doki Doki came in and just like punched the entire genre in the dick and completely changed it forever. Like it changed what you could possibly like expect out of a visual novel experience. I mean, like it straight up just like when it started killing off characters, I was like, wait, what the fuck is happening? This is like my comfy safe space. Why are they doing this? I love going to fight Roland with only Jeb's floor and mopping his ass with solo Jeb. Yeah, I mean, solo Jebra is pretty strong. It's one of those situations where, similar to how I feel about the purple team, I guess I'm less well, maybe it's okay, so it's not as though I'm necessarily complaining because I'm finally enjoying the combat in this game by absolutely curb stomping all of these people with Team Middle. But I guess what I'm getting at is that the combat as it stands, when you unlock Red Mist, Jebra becomes like, you're actively going out of your way to like hamstring yourself if you use a different team or a team that doesn't have Jebra, especially when you unlock her. She's so goddamn strong. But like, using her is super fun. When you finally get her and oh my god, when you get Myunks, like, it's insane. The combo is just absolutely insane. Shill, my personal favorite visual novel, Steins Gate. I think I have that in my wish list, actually. I have to check real quick. So I have a cheeky little Microsoft or Xbox wish list. I haven't really been buying anything these days, for the most part, because you know, the shit's been really bad. Microsoft has been shitting the bed like over and over and over and over and over again. I think whether or not I continue to put money into their system is gonna be determined by what they decide to do with the next console. I have a hard time seeing myself purchasing a console that's not going to have a disk drive, or supporting a company that's not going to produce like a video game platform that's not going to produce discs. It's like, why wouldn't I just use Steam? That's just the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Steins Gate. I don't even think it's on the platform. No, it's not on the platform. I swear to God, I think my partner loves Steins Gate because there's something that it sticks out in my head as a game that I looked at before. Microsoft is talking about Project Helix having no discs, but this is one of those rare situations where Microsoft and I think Sony is not going to reverse the decision that they made. I'm pretty sure they've already repurposed their disc factory, or already started repurposing their disc factory for making chips. This is what I had read. But this is one of those opportunities that Microsoft has to be like, wait a second, we can choose to be, or maybe Xbox, I don't know how, I know Microsoft is essentially trying to divest from Xbox because they try to be a publisher instead of a platform. And that was a stupid move. It was a bad move, trying to be a publisher instead of I mean, they were basically trying to do what Netflix did, but with video games. And in we are in post bad Netflix era. I canceled my Netflix subscription years ago, and I will literally never go back. Netflix in the beginning, they had basically everything, and it was like $8 a month or something. If you didn't have the physical, because I've used Netflix back whenever they shipped physical discs to your house. If you didn't have the physical disc service, you'd get stuff from Netflix for really cheap. I think I want to say it was like $5, but maybe it was like the $8, and then they had like the $15 shipping plan. But basically, it was dirt cheap, and it had everything. And now it's expensive as hell and has a bunch of garbage. Like a ton of slop is all over Netflix. And just like Spotify, they're, pushing their slop instead of, actually showing you things in your algorithm or in your feed that you'd actually be interested in. They're just like, oh yeah, we don't have to pay royalties on this, so we're gonna push it into all of the playlists. If Sony doesn't, then I'm going to cry because I have so many physical games. Well, here's the thing. When it comes to Sony, is and with Microsoft as well. Maybe you can't see behind me. There's a ton of games back there. I've started picking up more physical copies of games as well. I was pretty supportive of digital because I don't like clutter. But the fact that the digital media is, the digital licenses are revocable, and I've had it happen to me where I had a digital license for a game that I owned, Fantasia Music Evolved. I bought it digitally, and they suddenly, without warning, no notification, no message, no nothing, it just disappeared off of my game list. Just poof, gone. Like, you don't own this anymore. You bought it, you paid for it, but it's not yours anymore. And the only reason I can still play it is because my friend bought me a physical disc. He went to the Goodwill and found a physical disc in the Xbox One bargain bin for $2 and bought it and gave it to me. And that is the only reason I have a copy of Fantasia Music Evolved that is playable. But that shit happened to me, and after it happened to me, I've started to sour on digital only media. Certain platforms are worse than others. Steam I don't think Steam would do that without giving you a refund. Whereas Microsoft was like, yeah, we don't owe you anything. Actually, you played the game, so fuck you. Ryoshu stops one of the fleeing enemies with a swift swing of her scabbard. Ugh. I normally couldn't give any less of a crap about what kind of art the ring makes, but this one, I find this one quite interesting. The ring playing at being the Ophi. What is this? Some kind of pop art? The ring? What's the ring? The middle is neighbor or something? Neighbor. Yeah, I don't really know much about them, but what I do know is that they're all at least halfway insane, obsessed with what's beautiful and all that. They run their own gallery and display their own art, but none of their work is quite to my taste. How pitiful. You do not understand the true philosophical beauty of pointillism. I don't know what pointillism is, so I definitely don't understand the true beauty of pointillism. Define. If it might also be moronic because it's the biggest backlash the company may have ever received. Post-Impressionist school of painting exemplified by Georges Seurat and is following the late 19th century. What is pointillism? Oh, okay. I've seen artwork like this before. Okay. Yeah. Like pixelated art. Pixelated but painted. That's pretty. I did take modern European art or something like that, no, it was art history. I wasn't an art history major, but I did take a single art history class, and I don't remember anything from it except for Salvador Dali. Is a maestro involved in this? Where are they? A maestro wouldn't bother to be in a place like this, would they? Besides, we're not even a part of the ring anymore. Then what are you? You think I'd tell you that so easily? Heathcliff tore the man's head clean off with a full swing of his club. None of this chaos mattered to him. Only the coffin he was walking toward mattered. Catherine's coffin. Like, I think especially in the moment in time that we are at, where you see, and this is, I just watched what is it, not Progressive Victory, what is it, the More Perfect Union. I just watched the More Perfect Union video this morning at like 4:30 when I woke up, and it's about price fixing with Amazon. And it's basically where Amazon has a bot that scans all digital storefronts, and if they have a product on shelf or on their store and they detect that another online store has the product for a cheaper price, they will basically bar that product from being sold on Amazon, and the sales for that product and for that company will plummet. And they might not be profitable for that quarter or for that month or for that quarter. And essentially it's just like price control. Making sure that the price is always whatever Amazon's is, and then Amazon can ratchet up the price and force all other online stores to ratchet up the price. It's similar in a way, except that when Sony does this, they will be the only, and if Microsoft does the same thing, they will be the only place where a PlayStation owner can buy a game. Would be their online store, which means they can charge, and there's a reason I don't have a PlayStation. They charge way too much for their online digital store. It's way too fucking expensive. But yeah, like if they do that, they will be the only one that you can buy from, and there will be no secondhand market. You can't pick up a game that somebody's played and finished for cheap because, you know, I mean, there's an entire ecosystem that will essentially die if and when they decide to do this. And I think that's not great. I think taking away the secondhand market is not great. I think not being able to pass games down, because I've got a 5-year-old, I think not being able to pass games down to your kid sucks. Not being able to keep the console that you've been keeping in good condition and then pass that on and have your kids be able to enjoy the games, or have friends be able to, you know, borrow games or share games with each other. I think it's heinous. It's antisocial rent-seeking behavior, and I mean, like, I haven't supported Sony for a long time, but this is not helping their case. Heathcliff, and I was just starting to get interesting. What are you doing, Heathcliff? What are you gonna do, Heathcliff? Obvious, isn't it? I'm gonna get Kathy out of there, out of that experiment, Paul. A machine, a coffin, whatever it is. But what about all those people in the glass pods? Don't think you can stop me with your meaningless pleas. You already know what a heartless bastard I am. You know how much I've been waiting for this moment. Heathcliff, wait. Give us some time. There has to be a way to shut down the power supply. Then we'll pick up the golden bow from the coffin. Then... Don't lecture me. Don't you even try. Do you really think you can change my mind? Honestly, if Heathcliff cracks that coffin open without really like stopping to think for a second, like I'm saying this, I'm saying it right now. If he's done, he's cooked, he's done. Like, I understand being in a heated emotional state, but like, do not fucking crack that coffin open. Maybe this is the time to beat the sense back into him, like we discussed earlier on the bus, and that's when. I knew it. You were all nothing but a band of thieves, eh? Coming to pilfer my own. Mr. Hindley, what order did you give to the dead rabbits? Boss, where have you been this whole time? You even have any idea the state the dead rabbits are in? Not to mention the rumor I heard. They said the dead rabbits were long... Oh, Heathcliff, take it easy, lad. This was my own, damn it. I nearly had that game. It was mine. This degenerate. If only that bloody bastard hadn't gotten that card. But Mr. Hindley, I did advise you that such problems require deeper consideration. Even when everything suddenly starts going wrong in your life, the cause has got to be lurking somewhere, hiding out of your sight. Right, I've given it some thought. To when or where everything went wrong, and I see it now. The cause of all this misery is because of that thing that everything went wrong. He's pointing at Heathcliff. That day, that one bloody winter night, when some low-life, vagrant child arrived at my home before my eyes with the broken pieces of my violin. That's when everything went wrong. He should have died that day, succumbed to frostbite and all alone, in some collarless backstreet shithole. Calm yourself, Mr. Hindley. I've got to tell you that I am running rather low on manpower. There's no need to waste our strength against him. No, I can handle him. I'll have you know that I have gone through several augmentation procedures and was sent to boarding school by your father where you learned how to fight. Hindley glared at Matthew with a look of reproach for a moment, as though he was about to lash out at him for cutting his sentence short, then scoffed. I was once the master of this manor, not like you low-life hooligans who crawled in here looking to reave what does not belong to you. Stay out of my way, then. I'm gonna kill that mangy dog. I should have killed him when I had the chance. Well, he's about to say my hair coupons and cave your head into your torso.
재밌겠는데? 그쯤 해줬으니 포장지 한번 벗겨야겠군. 멋있는 건 알아가지고. 그럼 끝이다.
의식불명. 좋아.
준비한 기믹은 이게 다인가?
Malcolm's floor is fully customized now. Yay!
좋아. 한줄 주워주지.
엄마만큼은 못하지만 나도 녹이면서 뵐 수.
Did you make me a character?
거긴 킬존이다.
Because I'll be sad if you didn't.
쳐다보고. 우리 엄마 멋있는 건 갖고 놀기. 틀렸다.
Time to unpack again.
이거 분강 맞지? 그렇지. 바로 그거다 달래. 브레이크 슬램.
Holy shit.
그럼 끝이다.
Don't you know? I'm quite preferential to Jebra, but I also really like Bina. She speaks in metaphors, but she's bae. Yeah, Malcute. Malcute is cute. I like Jebra and I like Bina. You can give me slap a gun in my hand or put me with whatever smoke team you have. Smoke team alpha if you do run a smoke team. I'd be down with that too. whatever you think. Whatever you, I'll pull a vice president of the United States at the donut shop and say, whatever's normal, whatever makes sense. Yeah, just give me whatever makes sense. Couple of these, couple of those, whatever. I'm a human being. I'm definitely a normal person. Because I'm not putting you on the floor design for people to die. That's kind of you. I appreciate that. Oh, I think I've seen that like maybe once or twice. I think Wild Hunt Heathcliff got stagger plus. And I don't think I've seen it outside of that. I am a normal human being doing normal human being things. It's the... And now, listen to human music. Human music. I like it. It's a cheeky little 254 damage attack.
엄마만큼은 못하지만 나도 녹이면서 배 재밌겠는데? 바로 그거 달래. 되겠냐고.
I'm just like I see that Ha I'll carve pain upon your something sawed off you. I see the text. Is that where it appears? Because I cannot like my brain. It gives me a headache just thinking about looking at that. 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure, we'll just do just make the whole thing envy resonance. It doesn't matter if we don't attack. The Wild Hunt dialogue would appear when they're all standing still. Okay, so it's like at the very beginning of the fight. Because if it's when they're jumping around all over the screen, I think that, like, it's a non-starter. I'd need to wiki that anyway. Oh, he's about to get a stamp of vengeance, and then, he's gonna get the sword. Because she just hit 0. Doesn't that mean she unpacks again? This poor bozo. they're so fucked. 493 damage. Yeah, that fight's over. When Hindley's in, he says, "Do you still fail to understand that you're nothing but prey?" Yeah, I mean that's really funny considering. Yeah, but because he's Wild Hunter. Yeah, I see it. Shy. What did I tell you, Mr. Hindley? Again and again, beware the obsidian grass. Wait, wasn't the Dead Rabbit's boss supposed to be working for Hindley? So why does it look like he is provoking Hindley to fight us? Why is he trying to rile him up? And what's that about the obsidian grass? Don't you get it? He's talking about black clovers, like playing cards for poker, the shape and the color. Rhodia, the gambling addict, is the only one who has even an inkling of what the fuck he's talking about. That would also mean we need to use Wild Hunt Heathcliff. Yeah, that's a fat chance. The obsidian grass. Damn it, I see now. It was you. It was you all along. No, it was always like this. I was surrounded by those opportunistic, backstabbing fuckers who only goals were to suck my fortune dry. There never was a place for me, not even in here, this vast manor of Working Heights. Why? It's that bloody vagabond who invaded our home. Why? Why should I be subject to such? Who's that? Hindley begins flailing his arms at nothing and then speaks into the void. Yeah, exactly. You understand. All I wanted was a small fancy violin. That's all it was. But he tossed me to the mud pits in the rain like I was a rabid dog. Yes, I remember every single word of what my father told me. Of course I do. I can even recite it from the top of my head. He's distorting. Hindley, I regret that I cannot bring myself to consider a reprobate like you as my own child. That boy, Heathcliff, is more like a son than you shall ever be. All those who found themselves at the edge of suffering as my old fellow Dongrang had, muttered aught to themselves, as though they were conversing with an invisible partner. Then, Merceau, can you stop this like you did last time? It is impossible. I'm attempting to approach him, yet I feel an equal force pushing me in the opposite direction. I'd like the case with the bottle that this is a distortion occurring as it normally should. Faust explains that such distortions occur as though it had been ordained by fate itself. Once the sequence is started, it cannot be stopped without a strong will from the subject of distortion. Then, yes, he will distort. Yeah, of course. I have no reason to protect Worthing Heights anymore, not a single one. This place that never once welcomed me, this home. Can't you see Worthing Heights is rotting away? This sickening, rotting stench that penetrates your nostrils. Can you feel it? It's rot. You. This isn't much of a surprise, is it? It has absorbed so much hatred over the years. Even Catherine must have hated me as she expired. Congrats, you're in. You only have base game dialogue because I don't know what to write for you. I don't know what you mean. Otter boss boy. I'm working for Bina now. Pog. Yeah, I don't need any special dialogue. I mean, you could slap something in there like you know, do it for mama or Pog or we're so back or it's so over. Those are all things that I regularly and unironically say. Let's see if this bozo needs any special consideration or if we can just shit all over his face. A just vengeance. She comes out after a defense and just, I think she just staggered him. Yeah, he staggered. Perfect. It's unfortunate because these are unopposed, but I think for the resonance. That's the dialogue. I'm here for my special hair coupons. It's Hindley. I don't think distorting is gonna help this guy. I'm curious. So about resonance, when I if I what's the term for it? So if I do one-sided or like these right here, these are unopposed, unopposed attacks for the resonance. Do I still get resonance from that, or do I only get resonance for the attacks that are not one-sided? I mean, I think in this case I was able to get all of the attacks that were defensive attacks to be not one-sided, but I was just curious. One-sided counter counts for resonance, but if they don't get hit, it won't trigger the skill. Yeah, of course. I know that. My hair coupons! Only 2 damage. We must have hit a damage threshold. Just like with what's his tits? Yeah, we hit a damage threshold. We're not allowed to kill him because he would be. I think he'd be dead this turn. if we were allowed to actually hit him. Write them all down. So if you put all 6 counters on and 5 of them are one-sided, it'll change the middle member's counter to their skill 3. Yeah. Don't have any clue. Most likely dozing off in some corner like a lazy bum he is. Oi, Heathcliff, where the hell are you? Lady Catherine has finally returned. Chop chop, come on out and bid her welcome like the other servants here. Heathcliff, what are you sulking for? Have you forgotten me? Oh, insolent Heathcliff, I don't recall ever permitting you to act so disrespectfully before my dear sister. What are you laughing at me? Huh? Why would you say a thing like that? I never laughed at you. I simply wanted to know why you don't appear very happy to see me. It's been so long since we've last met. And Mime, you are so dirty. Dirty? You're right. That's just the way I was born. I like to be dirty and I'll be as dirty as I want to be. What are you, Heathcliff? The day when Heathcliff denied me for the first time, I've never seen a prouder smile on my brother than when he watched it happen. I wonder if Heathcliff, who stormed off to the barn, was weeping. Catherine, you shrew, how dare you conspire with your husband to take my home away from me, the only thing my father ever gave me. I did not want the pain from your youth to hold you back from living your life, dear brother. The same pain you wielded like a cudgel to thrash Heathcliff, to hurt me. I will try all I can so that you may recover. But if you would rather choose to abandon every opportunity that was ever given to you, if you would rather walk yourself into that abyss, he's fucking cooked, dog. Cool. That is exactly how I thought it worked, Necro, but I wasn't sure because one of the main interests that I have in triggering the the 6 res, is that it unlocks the seals for Mama Otis's sword. And I guess I'm just curious, like, when does that ticker count down? Like, I know that when she actually does her one attack, where she, like, does the kick slam down onto the ground, that one in particular does the counter. But, like, when we do 6-point envy res, like, when does that actually cause the thing to tick down? 6 plus envy res is end of turn, stamp is immediately. Okay, that makes sense. I know this for certain that Catherine died because you dare set foot on man, interloper. You are but a wretched devil that never should have come to our home. Well, your father likes me more than he likes you. You might be the one warming yourself by the fireplace now, but I'm the one your father truly cares about. Me, a poor child from the filthy back streets. Oh, poor Heathcliff. He should never have said such a thing. You fucking mate. Come on, hit me if you want to. I can take it. What do you think your father will have to say when he sees the wounds you've inflicted on me? His words would turn into thorny roots and bury themselves in my brother's heart as long as he lived. And no matter how many times he thrashed Heathcliff to exhaustion, no matter how much time passed after our father's death, they remained. Yes, that is when Hindley began to believe that Heathcliff was here to take everything he ever had. Give it back! Give it back! My own, my violin, my future! Little fucking baby bitch. Like, this rich asshole. I mean, Heathcliff's a fucking dingus, but you can sometimes fuck yourself with Heathcliff because his hair coupon's AoE will stagger someone that was gonna hit Otis. Yeah, I know. And you say you can sometimes fuck yourself. I don't think I could really do anything with this team that would fuck my chances of beating the level. Like, they're going to face roll everything. He did not seem to mind at all that his client had died right before him. What are you laughing at, boss? What's he doing there, right next to the coffin? His motives are unknown, but I see that an additional lever was attached to has attached itself to the coffin. When did it?
정전이 찾아왔다.
Immediately after the power outage. What's there not to laugh about? Oh, how I've spent the days upon days wishing he'd survive, no matter how long I had to wait, that he'd survive until I could be there or watch him die with my own eyes. I imagine it every single day. What kind of death would benefit a prick like him? Yet every time, there was something so unsatisfying about the way he went out. There's always something missing. Every time. But this one, oh yes, I quite enjoyed this one. A dog's death stinking with that hideous stench of defeatism.
그 레버를 당기면
So pulling that lever kills the power, but I doubt that's the only thing it does. Am I right? Are you going to pull it? Yes, I am. Before anyone had the chance to stop him, Heathcliff bolted up to the machine and grabbed the dead rabbit's boss by his collars. I knew that something was off about you earlier. Now, I can think of two possibilities. One, the gaffer's lost it while I was gone, and it's going to be up to me to beat the sense back into him. Two, he's some deranged lunatic who's only pretending to be the boss. Some mental fuck who should never be allowed anywhere near Catherine. If you're really him, you must at least know your own name. What is it? Matt? I suppose he didn't go by Matt here then. What? I've grown complacent. I wasted quite a lot of time and effort in an attempt to learn his mannerisms. Just like this. Sit your arse down and pour me a pint, Heathcliff. What a bloody gloomy day it is. You. I don't think I can do anything with this team that can fuck. I mean, everything I do with this team fucks. I don't know how it's... I don't think it's very... I don't think it's possible to take that. Oh, okay, so what are these guys, like Pekatula or something? The Pekadoody? Oh no, we've got to intercept the fivers first. There we go.
그래. 내가 왔다.
I don't think that's actually probably the most appropriate thing. I don't really think. Unlocking this team at least gave me a reason to not just hit the win rate continue button, So I'll say that. So she's at 0, lose 1 stack. At turn end, activating 6 envy resonance. At 0 stacks, use time to unpack skill. So at the very start of this, she should time to unpack, right? Yeah. And then does it immediately... I wish there... Yeah, I can pause. Yeah. So I guess... Once she finishes using time to unpack, I can keep an eye right here. So she's using Stamp of Vengeance. It immediately went down to 1, which means at the start of next turn, she'll be at 0. Unless we somehow use 2 Stamps of Vengeance in this one turn. Netzach's team's fully customized. You characterize them just by the thought that they have Nikolai's page. Are you using... is each team getting a unique key page, or are you recycling key pages between certain characters? Because, like, one of the hardest things to do in that case is, how do you choose who gets the goated key pages? The color key pages, like purple color, etc. Like, they're all really it's really difficult to choose like where they go, right? Oh, these are 7s. Just juggle your main builds between the teams you feel like using. Oh, okay. Because I know, like, Malkuth, for example, has, like, very specific builds that she could run for her squad that would be, you know, unique and kind of badass. Other other teams like what is it, Yasad's team has some pretty unique interactions that he could run. So like all of his attacks are going into Mama Otis. I did give all the teams uniforms. I see. So you changed the like the skins for the outfits or what have you. Are we going into a dungeon in this Canto? Because we're doing like boss fights, but we haven't gotten to the dungeon. I guess we'll find out. I heard that they stopped doing dungeons at some point, which I'm looking forward to not having to ever go into the dungeons again. I think they're one of the worst parts of the Cantos. What the hell do you want? Inly, you and your mysteries, everything, I'm tired of it. If you won't talk, then I'll... Not kill me. You're gonna kill me? I suppose introductions are unnecessary. I'm you, as it's plain to see, and I have crawled my way back from hell. How can there be two of the same person? They are not the same people. This one is an identity. Identity? He's an identity. So he's a Heathcliff from one of the mirror worlds. All those who challenged me stood in my way. All those who humiliated me. I intend to find them one by one to give them the deaths that befit their crimes. And in the end, I would kill the one who killed my Kathy with my own hands. My Kathy? The one who... No, what the bloody hell are you talking about? Obvious, is it not? It's you and me. It's his eyeballs. And me. You still fail to understand we are her murderers? What a load of rubbish. Talk like a normal person, or... I mean, hold on a second. Heathcliff being like, we're her murderers. I get like what he's saying, right? Like, what? It's like, Anakin, she's lost the will to live. And it's Anakin's fault that she's dead. Now he did choke her out, but like her dying is really ridiculous, and I can't really say that it's necessarily Anakin's fault. But in this case, Heathcliff leaving, if Catherine got depressed after Heathcliff left, and then she decided that life wasn't worth living and let herself slip into, you know, a oblivion like depression because of that, that's ridiculous. Why did George Lucas do that? Why couldn't she just die in childbirth? Whack ass movies. It's true. That's true. It's really dumb. She could have just died in childbirth. So yeah, this is I don't know, like this point of contention, this point of argumentation is really fucking stupid. But that Heathcliff is stupid, so that tracks. Why? How much do you know about Kathy's death? I have no love left for anyone in this world. This world has none to spare for me either. I have but two paths before me, death or inferno, because I was already cast into the depths of hell upon Kathy's demise. But you, I watched you going on your puerile adventures, dreaming of some saccharine, heartfelt reunion with her. Thus, I've journeyed to this world to devour every one of those hours, so that you may be stained with the same despair that plainted me. Stop talking in circles. Are you saying that you're the one who killed Kathy? Us, Heathcliff, it's us. That's what we are. How we were born into this world. A witless brigand, a vagrant, a thing wrapped in a filthy, stinking rag. A witless brigand? He's so fucking stupid. Yeah, that's what I always was. Tell me, Heathcliff, what was your first thought when you first heard the news of her death? If she was killed, I would pursue her murderers to the ends of this earth and kill every last one of them, whoever that may be. Yes, a bloody wretch like them should not be allowed to live, don't you agree? You could kill them and tear their corpses limb to limb 100 times, but it still wouldn't be enough, because it won't even compare to the terrible suffering that awaits you. And I'm Catherine's murderer. I'm the wretch that killed her. Endless, excruciating, sleepless nights lie awaiting your future, though you will not see her, or beckoning voice that shall haunt and torment you until you draw your last agonizing breath. Can you not hear her, Kathy? She weeps. You wouldn't notice, but it snowed the day they buried Kathy. I stood there alone by her grave, nothing but the cold, wintry gusts to accompany my vigil. I hear the howling blizzard still. Where are you, dear Kathy? Resetting me still from whence I shall never reach. You are beside me, are you not? Not under me, but with me, upon this very earth. Though he looks just like Heathcliff, he appears beaten down, distraught, and insane. Heathcliff from another world mournfully roars Catherine's name. Yes, Kathy, torment me so that I may never rest until my very last breath. Now we can arrange that very last breath for you. Somebody shut this fucking guy up. Kathy, you... No, we... Yes, break me to 1,000 shards. What? So that I may be driven mad with suffering. So that Kathy may forgive me, even a little. Come on! Stop. Stop. Oh, so this is Wild Hunt Heathcliff? Heathcliff? Question mark? Let's see. We don't want Merceau to actually do anything in the encounter. These can't be intercepted. You know what? We're just gonna hit the old win rate button, and for the opposed attacks, so we've got 6s. Whatever, just go. Minutes earlier, Obi-Wan was straight up on top of him at a 90-degree angle. Yeah, that there's a lot about the prequels. I mean, and the sequels. There's a lot about the story that doesn't make any fucking sense. It matters not what kind of Heathcliff you are. I shall embrace every Catherine mine. Multi-dimensional cuck. Favored, favored, unopposed, unopposed, unopposed. So we've only got 2 that we can actually defend against. Or 3 that we can actually defend against. So we'll do those guys. Can we steal this? We steal this away from Merceau? Yeah, I think that one steals away from Merceau, so Merceau has the one-sided. Two different characters from 2 different mirror worlds. I mean, yeah, I know that they're different Heathcliffs. I know that they're, like, from 2 different worlds. Two-dimensional, multi-dimensional, silly bullshit, right? So, like, all things are real and nothing's real at the same time, and every iteration there are probably like a million different Wild Hunt Heathcliffs. and this is one of the Heathcliffs that is adjacent to one of the Wild Hunt Heathcliffs. It's multi-dimensional, or like infinite universe theory kind of thing. If we're doing a similar thing to like Rick and Morty with the mirrors, which I kind of get the vibe. I kind of get that vibe from it, then this would be a similar or Wild Hunt adjacent Heathcliff. The prequels were at least trying. The sequels were so fucking funny because it's two directors having a pissing match instead of writing a story. Yeah, the sequels were... It's weird. Like, I enjoyed the first sequel, but I think I enjoyed the first sequel, like, The Force Awakens. I think I enjoyed it because I enjoyed Star Wars Episode 4. And it was just that again. They just did Star Wars Episode 4 basically again. Like, from the... Like, the parallels are... It's almost exactly the same. Adam Driver is so good at acting, he fooled people into thinking Kylo Ren is a character. I do not disagree. Kylo Ren is like the worst parts of Anakin Skywalker, and Anakin Skywalker is a baby bitch. It is the same. They're the same movie. It's exactly the same, point for point, like step for step. You could watch the movies side by side, and the parallels are all over the place. Heathcliff from another world glares at Heathcliff. Every strand of vein in his bloodshot eyes are pulsating with burning hatred. Your puerile adventure ends here. Cast yourself off the cliffside of suffering. Let the sorrow agonize you until your body strikes an earth cold. Why don't you just kill yourself, Heathcliff? That is the smallest atonement you could pay to Kathy as her murderer. Bastard, even now. Heathcliff bolts forward, unable to stop himself. Low? We can still do it. Hair coupons, check past. Pog. Heathcliff charges forward, screaming with wrath, and smites Heathcliff from the other world in his forehead. Yeah, you might be right. I might be a bloody wretch like you said, but I'll kill you first anyway. That sounds that sounds very much like Heathcliff. Yeah, you made me think a little bit, but I'm still gonna fucking kill you. The other Heathcliff lets out a small laugh. Good, very good, Heathcliff. I like that. Resent me, hate me, strike me down again and again until I'm nothing but a puddle of blood. I'll be but one of many, many Heathcliffs you will slay in your path to your own demise. He slowly arises as though compelled by an aura of madness. Blood foams from his mouth with every word spat from his mouth. There's no need to say mouth twice. This isn't over yet. The sinners knew that too. They stood ready for the battle to continue. Together we shall all plummet into the bed of this abyss. He slowly rises as though compelled by an aura of madness. Blood foams from his mouth with every word spat from his mouth. It's such a weird sentence. Alright, let's finish gunning him down, shall we? Neutral. Oop. Stamp of Vengeance. God, so much damage. Girl. We're like all of the middle team is activated as hell right now, so we're just seeing big numbers. Gun him down. I don't see full stop Heath anywhere. That's fair. We didn't get to finish because he got staggered and we couldn't defend against any of his attacks. But we're still going to beat the ever-loving shit out of him. Beat him off? What finger has the best drip? Did we just automatically use ego? I'll shove all of you in this bag, drag it to the end of the inferno. He's ulting. He's in his pajamas. You can't ult in your pants. You can't ult in your pajamas. Hey, listen, I say beat him off all the time. It's like when I played Prototype. It's like he's sucking him off. He's sucking him dry. Well, he just did. Holy shit. You're right, Necro. There's a 100% chance that he ults in his pajamas because he literally just did. Every Catherine was destined to be miserable because of Heathcliff. That is why I must kill every Heathcliff in every world. You would have done the same. No. Nobody would have done the same. What the fuck's wrong with you? The person you loved got depressed because you left. Because she loved you and she wanted to be with you, but you left and you couldn't be together. So she got depressed and she ended up dying for a number of reasons. And you think that's your fault. Okay, that's sure. You need to go to therapy, honey, but okay. But you think that's your fault. You find out about multiverse technology and your first thought is, I need to go kill every single Heathcliff, then kill myself so that... What? How did Kathy die? Did she pass away with the same kind of smile on her face? Quietly, as a lamb. And did she ever mention me? She could not, for her senses never returned. She lay with a sweet smile on her face, her life closed in a gentle dream. May her final slumber be a peaceful one. No, may Kathy. May she wake in torment. Okay. What? I killed Kathy, didn't I? I'm her murderer, aren't I? Haunt me then, Kathy. Be a ghost and haunt me. Be with me always. Only do not let me leave, and do not leave me in this abyss where I cannot find you. I cannot live without you. Heathcliff? Are you okay? This kid needs therapy. He needs some belts, some straps, and like medication. Holy shit. Kathy, may you not rest as long as I am living, nor shall I. Why did you leave Worthing Heights? It's where the love of your life lives, isn't it? Yeah, Clockhead. You asked me that question once. But that was a wrong question to ask. You should have asked me why I endured, not why I left. The thrashings, the humiliation, the scorn, the pain, the starvings. I could endure it all. I just had to weather it. Let it pass over me. That's what I always did anyway. Despite all that, I decided to leave Worthing Heights behind because I finally realized something. So Linton will be made quite affluent soon. If I were to marry him, I shall be the greatest inventor of the neighborhood, no? Perhaps I shall be awarded the Inventor of the Year award from D Corp. Then, what of Heathcliff, Miss Catherine? Nellie, please, don't say such foolish things. It would degrade me if I were to marry Heathcliff. We'd both be destitute if such a thing were to happen. Tell me why you couldn't bear to remain at Worthing Heights anymore. Because I finally understood that Catherine did not love me. And if I had to stay here and watch her marry Linton right before my eyes, I would have done something so violent, so brutal against Linton, or even against Kathy. I could not stand that, not even the idea of it. So I ran. I mean, like, Heathcliff did the right thing in this case. Yeah, of course you leave. I mean, I would probably have told Kathy, like, listen, I don't like eavesdropping, but I overheard you talking to Nellie, and I love you, and if that's not an option, then I need to leave. And I would have left. Boom. Chip, chop, chip. Easy peasy. 99% of problems in relationships and love or whatever, it can be solved by just communication. But people are stupid. From this manner that degraded me, made me a wretch. From this manner that taught me love, only to deprive me of it. No, I was always a wretch from the moment I was born. A lowly thing like me should not have been allowed to be here in the first place. That's why I tore myself from it. But I've never given up on Kathy. I only wanted her to realise that she was wrong, to regret what she's done, so that she'll one day return to me. But what about now? Pointless. It's all pointless. And hydration, that's true. That's true. I've got the hydration here. I haven't opened up the condensation on this bottle right now. I haven't opened it up since I sat down. Strap on. Then what can you do now? As per the deceased wishes, the will shall be read out loud here at Miss Catherine's manor. Catherine, she's dead. We were married. Catherine Law is dead because of you. Do you still fail to understand we are her murderers? Every Catherine was destined to be miserable because of Heathcliff. Behold the fragments of every possible world, in every single strand of infinite possibilities. Heathcliff breaks her heart, condemning her to a death most wretched. My head hurts, I'm bleeding, and this is the sound of my distant self bashing his head against a tree trunk. I'm back. I said I'm back, Cafe. Look at him. What do you feel? Is that even a human? Isn't that thing just a bundle of waste wrapped in a filthy rag that only resembles human flesh? I've changed. That I'll show her I've grown as a person. No, of course not. Never could have worked from the start. How could it when I'm not even a person? What do you think of yourself, Heathcliff? Do I even deserve to speak as humans do? I who killed Catherine. You who deprived me of Catherine must be a thing lesser than a savage beast. Then why should I even keep pretending to be human when I'm not? If they were right, that if I really were to become nothing more than a howling savage beast, a wild, heartbroken hound abandoned by his master, that is the shape of your heart and its desire, isn't it? Yes, I shall become an infernal hound, snarling, tearing at the fabric of the city, and I will shove its remnants into the sack, and grate it across the broken earth. I curse myself and everything that did this to me and Kathy. Then it can be as you wish. Run, Heathcliff, run! Kathy, your ankle. Go! I said go! I'll promise I'll come back for you. Welcome home, Heathcliff. Goodness gracious, sakes alive. Having a good time, kiddo? Mama's the best, huh? That's true, Otis. Mama is the best. People who need too much therapy gain too much power. I don't know. I think Mama Otis is stronger than him, and Mama Otis seems pretty balanced. Of course, we haven't gotten to her Canto yet, but she seems like she's got her shit in much better order than Heathcliff does. We gotta run! Oh, okay. So Heathcliff the Heartbroken has distorted. Alright, well fucking gun him down. I see distorted Heathcliff before me. He mauls, rips, and tears into everything before him. But his mournful howling is tinged with so much pain that it hurts me to even listen. He's killing everyone. The researchers, the dead rabbits, even people trapped in the glass pods. If we were to get in his way... Yes, Executive Manager, he will not hesitate to attack us as well. This will be a difficult battle for everyone, and it will leave nothing but deep gashes in our hearts, but even so, we have to bring him back. The clock turns. I'm pretty sure Base Otis is stronger than Wild Hunt, but Jesus fucking Christ. Is that true? Rock, is this true? You've got to be fucking kidding me. Base Otis is stronger than Wild Hunt Heath? This is fucked because right now I do not have access to my 6th res. I think Otis is gonna get a second attack when it comes down to it, but that's why they're so dog shit at the beginning. It gets funnier every Canto. Yeah, I'm very interested. I'm very interested to compare those two side to side now because that's really funny. Like I got Wild Hunt Heathcliff and people were excited and I was like, he's all right. He does some stuff. And then I got Mama Otis and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. This is an ID. She is so strong. Alright, now Mama Otis has 2 attacks. This is unopposed. Do we have any attacks that are unopposed on his end? We do. why are these one-sided? This is a 5. We should be able to intercept that. This one is intercepting. That's one-sided. She can't intercept one of those. She can intercept one of these, though. And then we could have somebody over here who is doing a one-sided intercept this one back here. Right? Why is that a one-sided defense? Oh, it's because he's defending as well. Okay, that makes sense. We'll do that then. That's fine. You could shard more broken shit, but we could just level up Dawn Office. I'm genuinely interested in seeing what Dawn Office can do. I'd like to build a burn team, but I mean, like, I don't have the resources saved up. When I bought the whole middle team, I had a ton of banked resources. All of them now are up to current level, and they are like, they're ready to, they've got their roll of $100 bills, they've got their Magnum condoms, they're ready to plow. But if I tried to roll up Dawn Office right now, I would bankrupt myself in tickets and resources. And I still am considering that, like, after this Canto's done, I've got more Canto to do. I've got more stuff, I've got more content to do. So there's a ton of stuff that I need to really, I need to consider. Which one is going after Merceau? This one, right? Yeah, that, I just wanted, if any of them are going to be one-sided defenses, I want it to be Merceau's, because his is, I think, the weakest attack. This week's rental is just the Haitius, because they can't let us rent Walpurgis units. Why won't they let us rent Walpurgis units? Is it because they're too cracked, or they're too much fun? I feel like that would be a good incentive. There's, like, if you're trying to get people to get hyped for FOMO, that would be one of the best ways to do it, is to give people the ability to play around with the new IDs, see that they're completely OP, cracked as hell, and then people will want to buy them, right? Damn! Girl! Heathcliff is heartbroken. Heathcliff the Heartbroken is shaking and stumbling. What is that fluid dribbling from his mouth? Is it blood? Or tears of sorrow? This might be our chance to convey something to Heathcliff. Who has... Nobody has Gloom Advantage. Mama Otis, take us home. Nailed it. Heathcliff. I carefully try talking to him, but he shrinks back as though he's been afraid of, as though he's afraid of something. Maybe my voice can't reach him. I ask Otis to relay my words to Heathcliff. I can't empathize with everything you're going through. I haven't the experience, but I do know that these actions won't do anything to lessen your pain. Maybe the words will have an effect on him. Heathcliff the Heartbroken writhes and growls lightly as though something inside hurts. I don't know if this helped him or if all we did was pour salt on his wounds, but I don't know if this helped him or if all we did was pouring salt on his wounds. Pour salt on his wounds, not pouring. Localization! And now he's staggered. Gun him down, boys. He's done. This team is so cracked. Sounds like death to me. It's pretty much. So if she catches us red-handed, Nellie might give us a super sleepy smack. Besides, the front gate has got to be closed and locked by now. This is... Now, ready? Ready for what? My Heathcliff. Didn't I tell you to pay attention when I'm speaking? Ready to race from the top of that hill to the gardens. I'll win this time, I'm sure of it. But Coffee, you don't have your shoes. I suppose Nellie will have to lecture me then. Doesn't matter though. Oh, see that magnificent house over there? Why don't we head over there and peek through its windows? I want to see who lives in such a big house. Coffee, we can't. Why not? Because if we go there now, they'll spot us and sick their monstrously large arms on us. One of them will bite your ankle. You won't scream, but you'll bleed a lot. Enough to keep your wound bandaged for weeks. I regretted it day and night that it should have been me who was mauled in your place. The people in that house will take you inside to dress your wounds, and there you'll meet Lenton. How did you feel about that? Everyone was entranced. The moment they saw you, of course. They were, because you are the most beautiful person in the world. But, Heathcliff, you left me behind in that manner. My heart sank to its deepest depths then. Instead of hitting rock bottom, I kept sinking. Now that I think about it, I left. I felt wretched, miserable. I was angry that you hurt your ankle. I hated that I wasn't a part of that posh picture with you and the others. But more than anything, I felt that we could no longer be together, ever again. That incident really drew Hindley's ire, so he ordered Nellie to completely neglect your care. I stayed at this manor for 5 weeks, grew closer to Linton and his little sister Isabella. It was the stay which eventually became the reason you denied me for the first time. My life until this moment, they were the happiest times of my life. It was all I ever wanted. But I must leave now because this is but a diary of mine. You can't change the past. I'll still cherish this day. The day I could run so freely across the gardens by your side. I did too, Heathcliff. That is why I wrote my diary, so that I will hold these memories to eternity's end. My most precious memories. Are you okay, Heathcliff? You look like shit. How are you feeling? Like shite. It's true. I'm miserable. These bodies, your wounds, I did that, didn't I? Heathcliff muttered, looking around at the mutilated, mauled corpses of the researchers. Strange. I thought if I went wild, smashed everything to pieces, the weight in my heart would be lifted. But no, not this time. Not at all. This feels awful. How am I any different from that prick Henley? You were a much bigger dog, that's for sure. Full of blind hatred against everything in front of me, desiring nothing but destruction. But the worst thing is that I wanted it to be like that forever, because I couldn't bear to simply sit there and do nothing. No, you're not like him, because you came back. This time, sure, but what if it happens again? Who's to say there won't be a next time? Maybe Ainley, that prick, was right. I'm unsalvageable. Did I change? No. I deluded myself into believing that I did, like the dullard I am. This is what I did, what I am. A destroyer who brings ruin to everything until there isn't anything left to pulverize. If it happens again, I can't guarantee that I'll succeed, but I will try again. Oi, Clockhead. You wouldn't notice, but, well, everyone but you would know. When I'm starting to lose my mind, when I'm completely blinded and deafened, when I feel my sense of self, my very being, slowly fading into the dark, I hear that faint noise, that damn noise of a clock. It opens my eyes, drags me back to reality. Well, that's because I'm your manager. Bringing you back to your path is what I do. Things became a lot clearer when I said that out loud. The sound of my clock awakens them, steers them back to their paths. I don't really know what their paths really are or how we'd go about following them, but we're forging on anyway. Like feeling our way through a dark maze, learning its shape with every step we take. I don't know what Hindley said, but I disagree with him. Fuck that guy. That guy is an asshole. I mean, nobody deserves to be treated the way that Heathcliff was treated. Obviously, that being in that kind of a position would seriously damage his heart. Going on and on like that as a kid would be ridiculous. Hindley, I don't know like when their father died, but Hindley should not have had sole control over over what was going on with Heathcliff. Like, he shouldn't have been able to treat a human being like a dog, but like, if his dad was already dead and if they straight up just like left, like the house, everything was on his own, Hindley was fucked as well. Because like a 16-year-old, he looked like he was around like 15, 16 years old. A 16-year-old being given all of that and no direction, nobody to like steady his hand, of course he's going to bully Heathcliff. He already was kind of like had that like proclivity. He was already like in that direction, kind of an asshole, but like of course he's gonna be even worse. I don't know, it just seems like kind of like a foregone conclusion. You guys might want to come take a look at this. Look at the corpse of the dead rabbit's boss we defeated earlier. This isn't Heathcliff from the other world. I don't think we've ever seen this person before. Heavens, this is... Oh, I know her. Miss Isabella? How could this... Isabella? Isabella Edgar, Linton's younger sister. She came by this manor a few times along with Linton. They overwrote Linton's sister with Heathcliff's identity? He wasn't even real. We lost him. This technology they're using to summon identities, it's definitely a lot like our own. There have been a total of 4 separate instances of lightning strikes. Merceau was the first to break the silence. The most logical course of action from the perspective of our company would have been to wait until the golden bow becomes available to us, just as Linton had suggested earlier. We'll hide in the barn and wait for the 7th strike of lightning like cowards. What a helpful lot you are. Thank you kindly for your words of encouragement. You know that. We shouldn't have done that from the start. We should have done that from the start. It was foolish of me to even... Allow me to finish, Heathcliff. I'm beginning to feel the need to practice hastening my speech. We've experienced consistent escalation of risks merely by moving about the manor. Moreover, it is growing increasingly difficult to ensure Heathcliff's safety. Therefore, in conclusion, Merceau paused for a moment. I judged that we may have to stop the lightning from striking, even if that decision leads to our failure to obtain the golden bow. Everyone fell silent, deep in thought after hearing Merceau's judgment. It wasn't a decision based on cold, hard facts that we had come to expect from him. Agreed. It never appeared that the lightning strikes were a result of natural phenomena. It always struck at the most dramatic of moments, always on certain trigger, killing the manor's power without fail. Okay, let's think about this. Let's think about the circumstances surrounding each strike of lightning. First one was, yeah, at the funeral, when they were reading Catherine's will. No, we can get a bit more specific than that. It was when Heath called out Catherine's name. The second one was when Linton said something hurtful to Heathcliff, all that verbal abuse. The third was when Hindley drew his last breath, and thus all is ruined. Linton's exhausted voice broke through our musings. He looks around the destroyed laboratory, the corpses, the husks of dead Pecatula. There was a hollow look in his eyes. His face, already so sallow, had lost even more of its color, but he stood tall. Linton's gaze lingers for a moment on his sister's mangled corpse before moving towards Catherine in the coffin. Isabella, my dearest sister, so this is how our reunion was to be. It feels like it was just yesterday that you left our home without a word. You didn't even write to each other? She did send me a few childish letters that she'd met her fated partner, that she'd found true love, but she couldn't possibly introduce me to this person, as I would surely refuse to give my blessings. Do you even understand what you've done? I merely follow the path laid before me. The lightning was struck 4 times. Yeah, we know. We know how to count, you know. Executive Manager, I can tell from the way that this man is speaking that he may know the conditions that trigger the lightning strikes. Otis spoke plainly without even trying to lower her voice. Lightning strikes. Each strike of lightning is a blessing, for it signifies that you have a place in her heart. Linton looked straight towards Heathcliff, and I could finally see his face clearly for the first time. He wore the expression of deep, bottomless pain. It didn't change the fact that Linton was still extremely suspicious and had quite a lot of things to answer for, but it began to sink in that he was also a man who was grieving for someone he loved. I lied to you, Heathcliff. Our marriage was never happy, but I have spent my entire life struggling to earn a place in her heart, knocking and knocking so that she would let me in. Yet there was nothing. She never once gave me an answer. Even now she remains silent. Linton? Nothing. None of that justifies the atrocity that you have committed in building this abominable laboratory.
이렇게 많은
I
숫자에서
have given some thought
어떻게
as
여태
to
들키지
how
않고
so many
납치가 될수
people could
있었을지
disappear without leaving a shred of
단순히
evidence.
갱단 여론만이
It cannot be
쏟아질
said that
차이는
gangs
없다기에
kidnapped them by force,
주위엔 저항의
for
흔적이
there were no
없었으며
signs of
가족이
resistance.
통째로
There have
실종되기도 하는데
also been cases of
여러 시 한꺼번에
simultaneous
납치된 정황 역시
disappearances.
많았던
Sometimes, even entire families would disappear all at once.
기사를 다
You
읽었던
actually
거야?
read the whole article?
그렇다면
Then, it can be
막무가내로
reasoned
끌고 간
that they
것이
weren't
아니라
taken against their
오히려
will.
이들이
It would be
자발적으로
more
이동했다는
believable to say
것이
that they followed their
더 악에
would-be
들어맞는다.
kidnappers willingly,
그렇다면
which
납치범은
means the kidnapper
어느
was
정도
someone well
사회적인
known,
신뢰가
someone
있는
with a
자의
decent
적폐도
reputation.
일자리를
What did you
내어주겠다나.
offer them? A job in the manor?
근사한
Promise to treat them to a nice meal or something?
인간을 만들어내는 실험이라고.
An experiment to produce a human, or so it was called. Yet I cannot imagine a single human being for whom these heinous experimentations, all this sacrifice, this suffering, would have been worth it for. Master Linton, even if it was Miss Catherine who asked you to do this is too...
뭐?
Well... Oh,
캐서린이
Catherine, she asked
이
you to do
모든
all
걸
this?
알면서도
No,
부탁했다고?
that's impossible. Linton receives the sinner's deluge of resentful accusations with an unstirring expression.
그래.
Yes, I will not deny that everything was by Catherine's request,
부정하지
but it
않게
was by my will that every one of her requests were carried out to the letter.
그러니까 대체
I'm
왜
asking you
캐서린이
why.
단한 번도
The why
물어본
never
적
mattered to
없어.
me, so I never asked her.
그저 부탁
All I ever
받을
cared
때마다
about was endlessly
완벽하게
endeavoring to
해내는
carry out her wishes,
끊임없이
to do as I was
노력했을
told.
그러니까
Yeah, still, why? With your family's wealth, you could have just lived out the rest of your days in complete luxury with money to spare, so why? Should T-Corp be made to be aware of what transpired here, you may be subject to a high degree of punishment, even if your family name you were to mitigate it. You ask me why?
뻔하지 않아.
Is it not obvious?
캐서린을 사랑했어.
Because I loved Catherine.
처음
Ever since the
봤을
moment I
때
laid eyes upon her, to this very day I have
그러지
spent
않은
every
순간이
single moment
없었지.
of my life pining for her.
그건 그냥
You're just desperately begging for her
능력적인
affection,
투구라는 거요?
blinded by your own obsession. He's simping. He's giga simping. Heathcliff redemption arc. I'm still waiting. I'm still kind of waiting for the redemption bit. I mean, like, listen, a lot of shitty things can happen in your past that justify, or not justify, that will explain being an asshole. But nothing justifies, at the end of the day, nothing justifies being an asshole all of the time. Linton is a tier 3 sub. It's true. That's true. You're just desperately begging for affection, blinded by your own obsession. Speak ill of me as you will. I care not, because my joy comes from what morsel of affection she spared me. So, you have no idea how much I envied you, Heathcliff.
나를
You envied me? You?
캐서린이 어릴
Even in her
때부터
youth, when I would come to spend
내가
time with
이
Catherine at
저택에
this manor, she
계속해서
would
이렇게
always
오고
ask me the same question.
스크리프는 왜
I
안
wonder
오고
where
있어?
Heathcliff has gone to.
그 애가
I
어디
wish he was
갔는지
here.
몰라.
Of course,
자네는
you must have
우리를
been
보기
hiding from
싫었어.
her, for you could
일부러
not bear
너네
the sight of
그리고
us.
믿든 안
And
믿든
believe it or not,
상관은
it was
없어.
not I who burned your
저
letters.
오히려 편지가
In truth, I would
있었더라면
have delivered them to her
곧바로
myself, had I had my hands on your
자네의
letters, because
소중한
that was how
애들이
desperately
기다리고
Catherine was
있었을
waiting
때
for your
자네가
news.
떠난 후
Once you left, Catherine,
캐서린은 방에만
she shut herself
갇혔지.
off in her room, refused to
식사도
eat,
하지
and
않고
withered away,
거울만을 들여다보고
gazing into a mirror day and night, until one day she
아무렇지
calmly
않게 그
emerged from that very room and asked me for my hand.
거울
A mirror.
일기장에서도
She
말했었어.
mentioned the same
거울
thing in her
속에 자기
diary,
모습을 봤다고.
that she saw herself in a mirror.
우리가
Yet we
살던
kept no
저택에
mirrors at the manor
누군가
we lived. The
선물해
mirror
준
she looked
거울이라
into was, according to her, a gift. A
누군가?
gift from
그
you.
거울에서
If you
캐서린이
would like to
무엇을
know
보았길래
what she saw in that
아무리
mirror,
나와
what it
결혼하자고
was that she
했었지.
saw that prompted her to ask to marry me.
직접
Why don't you
그
ask the
뒷면에
diary
아무런
yourself?
대답도
Ask that old
해주지
diary that
않고
remains in obstinate
그
silence
거짓.
before me. I don't think she cared enough about him to peg him, honestly. He might have paid one of the butlers to cosplay as her, though, and peg him. And pegging, like, I'm just gonna throw this out there, like, there's no shame in pegging.
볼 것도 없이
If God
집을
didn't want people to have butt sex, he wouldn't have put the pleasure button inside guys' butts. So, there's that. He would get, I mean, like, yeah, absolutely. If she willed it, he would get on his knees and suck the peg. That, well, of course he would. It's a test. The Lord works in mysterious ways. You're going to fight us in your state.
자네들이 이
If you seek to disturb this
직접적으로
experiment, then it
방해하려면
falls to me to stop you.
끝까지 했어.
What are you even looking to gain from this while going this far?
뭐야?
항상 같았지.
Hank!
캐서린을 사랑하니 캐서린의 뜻대로 할.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. Yeah, we'll skip this. That's good. That's good, some guy. You got me with that one. Hank! It's not my fault. They should have auto re-added him. It's not my fault. Just like how dinosaur fossils are an epic prank to get you sent straight to hell. Oh my god.
이렇게만 하면 다 이길 수 있다고 엄마가 그랬는데.
Oh, damn it.
찾았냐? H사와
제가 파질 상대가 있나 보군. 제가 파질
형님과 누님들을
본인이 나서지.
이 꼴이
자네들이 이
끝까지 했어.
What are you even looking to gain from this while going this
항상
far?
같았지.
The same thing as always. I love Catherine, so I shall do as she wills me
그
to.
마음에
So that I may enter her room, I dare
내가
not
들어갈 수
to.
있기를. 방의 주인이 되는
I dare
것까지
not wish to
바라지
become a
않으니.
master of it. I merely wish that she would let me
그저
in. I wish that the sight of an open door, that little gesture, would be more than enough.
지금까지
The
저들이
thunder of
내리쳤던
every
그
lightning that
모든
struck the
바람이
manor
캐서린의 마음을
was the sound of her
찢어지는
breaking heart.
캐서린의
With
마음이
every heartbreak the
찢어질
lightning
때마다
strikes, the pain, the
벼락이
bereavement, the
내리칠
shock, are all manifest as
그녀에게
lightning,
그만큼
then
그
darkness.
벼락은
Thus the lightning only indicates that the person in
그만큼
question was so
소중한
important
사람이었다.
to her. Heathcliff, I think Nellie was right. Catherine's still alive. It wasn't exact silence or anything like that, but I've been feeling that gaze coming from somewhere within the manor. Not an aggressive gaze, no, but it was certainly stubborn and lingering. She turned into the manor. She is Worthing Heights. It all makes sense now.
차 부숴줄 테다.
그렇지. 이거 분간 맞지? 바로 그거다.
We just rolled all we just flipped all tails and still won that clash. I love it.
쳐다보고 우리는 멋있는 갖고 놀기. 그쯤 해줬으니 포장지 한번 벗겨야겠군.
So why does she have two? If envy res happens at the end of the scene and we had 6 envy res, why did she not get, like, why doesn't she have it set to 2 this time instead of, or why does she have it set to 2 this time instead of 1? Like,
그래.
at that phase that she was at, it should have technically been at 1 because she activated time to unpack, and then she activated time to unpack like at the beginning of last turn, and then envy res should have triggered a countdown.
엄마만큼은 못하지만 나도
Yeah, right there it only went down by 1 as well. Whatever, we'll just win rate it. It's not as though micromanaging it is necessarily important, it's just I'd like to know how to make cool things happen.
내가 봤습니다. 의식 불명. 좋아, 한 줄 지워주지.
바로 그거다.
But maybe somebody died before she got to do her attack or something? I don't know, it's possible.
차 부숴줄 테다.
장부를 펼칠 것도 없겠고. 쳐다보기엔 우리는 멋있는 건 알아봐야지. 이제 갖고 놀기. 틀렸다.
I guess what I'm what I'm looking at or what I'm kind of thinking about is like, I'd like to start, if it's possible to do so, I'd like to unlock Levitine. If it's possible in a fight to unlock Levitine, I'd like to unlock it. But as it stands, in basically every single fight since I got her, even if I micromanage, to a degree, even if I micromanage, everything dies before Levitine gets unlocked. So it just like, it basically never happens. Like, yeah, here we're at 2 again, and we did have like, everybody was purple, that last one. We definitely had Envy Res. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me why it's not counting down. Because I was told that she can activate, oh, they're all dead. I was told that it can activate 2 times, that she can unpack 2 times in a single turn. And if that's possible, then the counter resets, would reset mid-combat. Unless the counter reaches 0 at the end of the, like if the counter reaches 0, she does time to unpack, and then it stays 0 until the beginning of the next turn. In which case it basically, you would only be able to do it once each turn. So that, I mean, like if that's the case, then that makes sense. So there isn't anyone left. I won't last much longer. This is how I was born. I've lived my entire life. Yeah, glad you know that. So why don't you, what, admit my sins and surrender? Why would any of that ever matter to me? Linton looks up with a lighter expression, as though a burden has been lifted from his shoulders. This is as far as I will go. Then, with the gentlest voice, he begins speaking to someone. His voice is overflowing with intense, fervent affection. As I have always told you, I have no regrets. I merely think that we were both walking in different paces, and you always happened to walk ahead of me. Yet even a sight of you from behind summoned butterflies in my stomach. This man will die without immediate and appropriate medical attention from a professional doctor. He is extremely weakened. Still, Catherine, I wish you would. I wish my death would bring you even a trace of sorrow. Even before I first laid eyes upon that child, Linton, he was watching me, unable to look away, even for a moment. That child is wealthy. He looks like the Prince Charming from a fairy tale of my childhood, and he loves me so, so much. See, his eyes glimmer like the very stars of the night sky with every second he lays them upon me. I love Linton, who loves me. His eyes that twinkle for no one else but me. His flaxen locks that flow for no one else but me. His radiant smile that flashes for no one else but me. Linton, who finds happiness through nothing else but me. When light returned to the manor, when I could finally see again, there stood Linton, wearing his brightest, happiest smile I had ever seen. Yeah, because whenever he died, the lightning struck, so that means she did care about him at least a little bit. The machines in the laboratory were linked to his body. Did you hear the thunder? Catherine weeps for me. Oh, Catherine. He just came. Linton mutters every strength in his body. Linton musters every strength in his body and reaches out towards Catherine's coffin. Wait, what are you? So now is the right moment to... Stop! I thought I saw tears of joy rolling down his cheeks, but they were his flesh beginning to melt off his face. The fuck? Even if you will not permit me into your chambers, it's all right. I will await you within its walls forevermore. He's part of the crew, part of the ship. He's part of the crew, part of the ship. Gotta mutter that strength. You gotta mutter that strength. Jesus Christ. You never had any talent in the culinary arts, ye sang, but you wouldn't understand. Any kind of identity could safely and securely be applied to it, as long as the dough is in the purest form. What happened to Linton? Can't you see? He's become a dough, a batter, a pure being, free of dregs, so that it would always yield the finest results, regardless of what other ingredients you mix into it. You call that massive flesh human? No, creation of a new human is but a stepping stone to that process. Their ultimate goal must be to go even further beyond that dough. They seek to reach the very origin, the primordial human, This is but a part of that process, merely an experiment along the way. Oh, consider yourself fortunate that there aren't any other surviving researchers here other than myself. If Director Herman or any of the other higher-ups heard what you said, I'm sure they'd be pulling all kinds of strings to take you in. Mother, damn it. I knew that woman would be... The doe, the being you refer to as a human, I presume that one could apply any identity from any possibility, no matter how distant and irrelevant the world, to that being. Yes, Yi-sang. I knew that you would be the most overjoyed to hear of this breakthrough. This is the apex of what the mirror technology is capable of. Now, all we have left to do is to leap from that apex to soar beyond its limits. From what we know, there is another golden bow located inside the manor. This doe is a part of the experiment that can be conducted with only with a preposterous magnitude of energy output. So the golden bow, to accumulate that much energy, must harnesses it into a form of energy for itself. Your breadth of knowledge is starting to get unsettling. Well, now that everything is in order, I must really make my exit. Not so fast. I'll get you and find out everything you know about what Mother is planning. Please, let us not waste each other's time by playing this pointless game of cat and mouse. When the perfected identity is applied over a doe, one such opaque, murky mist emerges. What a picturesque moment, most apt to bid you all farewell, is it not? Director Herman's son, was it? I hear that you are a veteran of the Smoke War. Then perhaps this may be a familiar sight to you, if a tad different in a few places. And Yi-sang, my dear fellow, live so that I may have aught to look forward to in the time I have left. Linton turned himself into doe, and doe is like a unformed human in which any identity can be applied to. That's interesting. It's neat. He simped so hard he returned to primordial ooze. A perfected identity. Who is he talking about? He's coming back. Heathcliff, now fully primed. Yes, I have returned. Alright. Hey, it's the Wild Hunt Heathcliff, like fully wild hunted. I, whose existence has become a sin, have returned to put an end to us all. You. You accursed beast, infernal demon, you've finally come to take our manor, have you? Mistress, I shall not let that interloper dead stain the honor of our manor. Every Worthing Heights, at the end of all things in every world, eventually became mine. Every single death Hindley and Lytton suffered was pathetic and writhing, and that shall be an immutable truth for all eternity to come. Thus, Josephine, it is only right that you are mine as well. You are bound to heed my commands. Mistress Vagabondies, I tire of your ramblings, of your mistress. She is nothing but a rotting corpse, her flesh decayed and bones desiccated. Josephine fell limp and motionless in Heathcliff's grasp. Ah, Josephine, Hindley, Linton, all of their pitiful souls tangled and fettered to this accursed destiny in every world. I've seen you far too many times in far too many worlds. I shall take you away from here, you pitiful souls, who remain bound to Worthing Heights even in death. I'm doing the Goofy Goober voice because, like, I cannot take this Heathcliff serious. I can't. He's so fucking cringe. I can't. The husks of dead Pecatula, Lintons, Hindleys, Josephines all began to materialize and rise. They began to form a procession. The countless bodies, husks, the wailing things in their wake. All join the march. Thus approaches the final chapter of this tale. The other Heathcliff stands on the vanguard of the march and lifts Catherine's coffin onto his back. You can't do that to Catherine. Fine, I suppose we could play a game. It's been a while, hasn't it? Remember, we used to play games with Catherine on the rooftop of this manor. Why not reminisce upon that sweet memory? If you wish to join us, pursue me. Pursue me and rise through the stairwell until your strength fails, Heathcliff. It's the eyeballs. I need to get like these eyeballs where he's like staring into the camera. He's like looking directly at you, but he's like he's like, I'm super, you guys, I'm super serial right now. I don't know, I'm sorry. He's super cringe in this moment. The endless march stands in his way. Oh, but it will not be that easy, nor should it be. Your heart towards Catherine shan't be realised so painlessly. You must suffer more, lest let desperation consume you. Become frenzied in your pursuit. The rooftop? Indeed, the roof houses the golden bow. When the two golden bows come into physical contact with one another, they explode? I can think of 1,000 different outcomes. I don't know what he's planning to do with Catherine, but we have to stop him. We have to. Our retreat's been cut off. No way forward, no way back. Are they Hindley, Linton, and Josephine from the other worlds? They appear to be imperfect identities, summoned from worlds chosen at random. It is the fate that awaits all those who become thralls to that Heathcliff. A phenomenon in which a mirror world entity wreaks havoc across the dimensions in pursuit of every Heathcliff. In other words, the Wild Hunt. It all makes sense. Like the nocturnal march of 100 demons. So, there's no end to them? He is the conduit that's brought them all to this world. He leads this army at its vanguard as the Earl King. Or Earl King. I loved this bit in the Dresden Files. I don't know if you've never read the Dresden Files. The Iliad der Erlking is one of my favorite bits of the Dresden Files, and they do it in book 7. They a group of necromancers get together and try to summon the Wild Hunt to eat the Wild Hunt and become a god. And it's a really cool book. It's one of my favorite books in the entire series, and a really good entry to the series if you don't want to read the other 6 that are before it. But it's super good, and I love this bit of the story. This army will never stop until the Earl King orders are withdrawn. A brutal tempest descends. Deadbeat is the name of the book. If you've never read it, I highly recommend reading it. It's not required reading, obviously, for this particular story. But if they're bringing the Earl King and the Wild Hunt into this, I feel like there are probably going to be some parallels. And spoilers, but the main character gets to ride on a zombie dinosaur, which is really fun. The mechanics, like how they decided to like set up the actual mechanics of necromancy in the Dresden Files series is super fun. Like, you have to like maintain a beat when drawing a connection between yourself and something that is dead, and the beat is what it follows, because you basically create and simulate the beat of its own heart, so you can kind of tap into the beating heart of the entity that you're bringing back and get them to follow all of your commands because they feel like it's coming from their own heart. It's really good. I never read Worthing Heights. I have no fucking idea, but Grave Peril and Summer Night are both incredibly good. But yeah, you wouldn't understand why Harry Dresden is the guy that can just fucking summon T-Rex. Summon a zombie T-Rex. You wouldn't understand unless you've read those books as well. Yeah. Excellent shout out, Greed, by the way.
재밌겠는데요?
I fuck with Harry Dresden. He's it's one of my favorite fictional characters of all time. This implies that someone has actually read Worthing Heights who isn't an English teacher. Fades from existence. Both that interaction right there, Necro and some guy, that interaction right there is fantastic. I'm so glad to be here for it. Fades from existence. This is hopeless? Wait, why is... No, that we want that. Boop, 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 boop. I've got to manually do it. I don't make the rules, it is what it is. Some guy just dematerialized and ceased to exist. I do like the Army of the Dead. I do like the Wild Hunt concept. I'm interested to see how this series of things progresses. It looks like they're kind of putting it all into one fight, maybe, and then we might have our boss fight. Or maybe, I don't know, Wild Hunt Heathcliff comes in on this later, but like, I love the concept of the Wild Hunt. In the Dresden Files, it comes by it can manifest every October, and it goes around, and you either join the hunt or you are hunted. You're either hunter or prey. And it like pulls people up who become hunters and like kind of polymorphs them into like hounds or wolves or, you know, beasts of the hunt. It's super cool. Everyone with authority hates him, and you'll have no clue why if you start too far in the series. It's a very Fuego series. I want to say, like, the only reason I say that if you don't want to read the first 6 books and you're really interested in this part of the story and you want to read a shit about necromancers, like, it's a good entry point into the series because Butters is there. And you have Harry explaining the entire, like, how magic works and, like, giving a primer on the universe to a character who knows basically nothing about it. So the reason I say it's a good entry point into the series is because it's got a lot of buffer to, like, events that happened in the past and things that happened in the universe, big, like, flashpoints that have happened in the universe, and it gives you just, like, a quick primer to get you up on your feet and into the story, despite it being, like, in the middling point of the series. I wasn't gonna read Worthing Heights. I don't know that I'm necessarily going to read any of the source material that I've read up that I've, like, seen in the story up until this point. And one of the contenders is Ryoshu's backstory, because I have an interest in classic Japanese literature. But other than that, I haven't seen anything up until this point where I'm like, I loved that so much, I want to go read the old English story about it. And I've read the Odyssey, obviously, but we're not there yet. That confirms that Wild Hunt is just a cringe lord then. Fork. The club clattered to the floor and rolled away as the last vestiges of strength left him. When I left this manor by my own volition, I promised to myself that I would return a changed man, so that I could at least stand proud before Catherine, so that she won't be embarrassed of me. But look at me. I couldn't protect her in the end. I can't even get nearer to her to hold my weapons proper like an idiot. Heathcliff. I know that I don't have anything to show for it in my life. I ain't educated. I've got a short fuse and a brutish personality. Tell me, Clockhead. No, manager. Look at him. He called me manager. This endless, overwhelming flood. Is this what it's like to face my sins? Was my life so wretched that I deserve to suffer this endless swarm of sins? I mean, no, Heathcliff, sometimes bad things just happen, and it's not because you did anything. I wanted to believe that it can't be true, that with the will and the determination to forge on, the mist that once seemed impenetrable will one day part, and we will see the light at the end of the tunnel, that every struggle he endured, every lesson he's learned in his journey, couldn't have been for nothing. So please, please don't doubt the path I'm showing you, but there's more of them. They number greater than the last. But when I've led you to such an absolute darkness without even a hint of light, what should I... When even I'm starting to feel lost, what should I do? Hellscreen is very short. Metamorphosis is super funny because Herman is a better parent than his family in the book. That's funny. The way that you described a bit of the story to me before Necro is that, you know, they were monstrous to him after post change. Don Quixote is also a good read. Yeah, I mean, I don't I generally know the story of Don Quixote, but I feel like this Don Quixote is I feel like they're like they're not a fixer, they love fixers, they want to be a fixer, they like in the very beginning of the story. I think Don Quixote really was like kind of acting the part, but now at this point I don't really feel like, you know, I've seen her absolutely smash mad ass and destroy things in front of her. I feel like it's not really fair to like compare her to the poser, right? Canto 4 is the most Don Quixote moment so far, right? Like, yeah, her like, I don't know, her being such a goofy goober, she's more comic relief than anything else, and I don't think that she's comparable to the actual character Don Quixote because she actually fucks shit up. Like, she's actually a functional like hero, certified badass, if you will. Delusional to the point of being actively detrimental to everyone around her. Yeah, in the story, she's an active boob. But in combat, she holds her own. You know, she's not a bumbling idiot. She's not in you know, like I said, she's not like incapable of functioning, if that makes sense. I don't know. I never read the entirety of Don Quixote, but I have just a general, like, a gist of the story. And from my understanding, our Don Quixote doesn't match up terribly. It's not a one-to-one, for sure. A 50-something? That's ageist. That's ageist language right there, some guy. Don't get me wrong. Old people can be cringe as fuck. But, a 50-something. That's like whenever somebody calls me a transgender. I find it very funny. But it is objectively othering. The Cosmic Granny? Wait, who's the Cosmic Granny? What are you talking about? 50 in a video game age is so far past Unk. He's dust. What are they? They were incredibly dismissive of was it the violet tear? Purple tear? The you know, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like they called her a granny. And I'm like, she's like objectively gorgeous. She's so hot. Purple tier is gorgeous. I don't care, man. Like, that's a good 60. Anybody in like half of their right mind would be a lucky ducky to be able to spend time with that 60 something. Like, you would trust somebody combat wise who's 20 over somebody who's 50 any day of the week. That's where we diverge greatly. Depending on who it is that we're talking about. If somebody's like worn out of shape, doesn't take care of themselves, looks, you know, has like beer gut or whatever, and like looks like they've been a chain smoker their entire life, I don't necessarily think that I would put my hand in their lives. But a competent 50-something, somebody who looks like they've genuinely taken care of their body and taken care of their life and have their shit together. There's a lot of things you learn in life, and I don't get into fights. I don't get into scuffs. There was a instance one time whenever I was in my early 20s, and I was drunk, and I was in Ocean City, Maryland. Shout out, and we were on a drunk bus, and I was on my way back from the club. My friends and I had been out, and I say shit whenever I'm drunk. I talk shit whenever I'm drunk, and I said something that the guy next to me was really like not having, and I genuinely cannot remember what I said, but this guy who kind of looked like he was emulating Eminem in a sense, if you know what I mean. The like short bleach blonde hair and the big chain, etc. And he was playing hard. Like, he was like, "Can't you tell? I'm a hard boy." Anyway, he suddenly got really pissed at me, and I was sitting next to this guy who I had never met, and this guy that I had never met, and I were laughing back and forth and kind of talking, and he was delightful. We were getting along really well, and this other guy was like, "Stand up! What, you want to fight me?" And I was like, "No, I don't want to fight you." And he was like, "Why wouldn't you want to fight me?" And I said, "Well, you see, I have a small penis." And then he looked at me and said, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" And I said, I have a tiny penis." And he said, "You wouldn't say that to a girl." And coincidentally, there just so happened to be a girl sitting right next to me. And she looked over at me, and then I looked at her with apology in my eyes, and I said to her very patiently and very slowly, I said, "I have a small penis." And then that guy laughed and like tapped his friends and was like, "Hey." And he said, "Yeah, that's what I thought." And then he left me alone. And that's basically how I've diffused at least half a dozen fights in my potential fights in my life, where somebody like genuinely wanted to fucking, you know, had vengeance or anger or aggression in their eyes. I just tell them I had a small penis and they left me alone. You wouldn't download a car. It's true, I wouldn't download a car. I don't even know how that would work logistically speaking. Anyway, non-confrontational here, but I would absolutely trust somebody who's a 50-something who looks like they're competent over a 20-something. People who are in their early 20s typically are still in that phase where they're like immortal. They think they're immortal, and they definitely think they're more competent and tougher than they actually are. Whereas somebody who's 50 knows their limitations and like understands and recognizes the fulcrums in people's bodies. Like if I was in a life or death situation, or somebody was coming at me to such a degree as I felt genuinely threatened and feared for my life, first thing I'd do is go for their knee and then run away. And I feel like that's not something a 20-something would even think about.
그쯤 해줬으니 포장장
Club them as hard as I can to pop the anterior cruciate ligament and then dip out. They can't follow me at that point.
좋아. 장부에서 샀지.
The ultimate fighting strategy, say you have a small penis and then cower. And say it's your birthday. And come on, you wouldn't hit a person with a small penis on his birthday, would you? With glasses? With glasses on? What's the ultimate fighting strategy, some guy? Enumerate. It's not the ultimate fighting strategy. Pacatulum ire? That's that RoboCop scene. You've seen that RoboCop bit where he killed or shoots everybody in the dick, shoots everybody's dick off. The Joestar family technique, run away. That is absolutely that's my technique. Just call my dragon to burn them alive easy? No, but that's not what she does though, is it? She only calls the dragon down whenever she kind of doesn't really need him. It's getting warm in here, goddamn. This Pacatulum is cooked. Complete and total extermination. Get wrecked, bozo. Oh, we're still going. Cool. This fight might actually be long enough that we get to see Levitine. That would be cool. Are we unpacking yet? Come on, girl, unpack for me. My coupons! Unwrap your thingaling. Yeah, that's true. I would like Otis to unwrap her thingaling. Oh, she's unpacking. I love seeing Don Quixote just beat the ever-loving stuffings out of somebody. Oh, we've got Levitine. Unopposed, and everybody else is on defense. Fuck. Complete and total extermination. Let's go. That was 375 damage. She didn't get to finish the combo. Write them all down. They're dead. Oh, cool. We still get to we get to keep fighting. We're on so much fire right now. The whole team is on fire. Let's go. I love he starts off this encounter with complete and total extermination. That's a good way. That's a strong starter.
이거 공감 맞지? 그렇지. 필살. 바로 그거다 달래. 브레이크 슬램.
자리 꺼져.
PM draws doodles for every sinner's birthday, but I don't think they've drawn Don Quixote eating her ice cream like she deserves. Well, they're saving it. Uh-oh. It's like Merceau's in trouble. Oh, we're sinking. I don't like that. Write them all down. Got him like a fish. We just took 99 fire damage? Jesus fucking Christ. Everybody's staggered except for Otis. That's not good. How did we get 99 burn? How did we get so many instances of burn? Inflict 8 burn? Jesus Christ. Okay, so I think I learned a thing. For this particular encounter, I need to be not I need to be not doing defensive moves. Jesus Christ. Gotta start that over again. Levitine is really hot, but I think it's it's those particular Pekatula were I needed to be winning clashes against them and not doing defensive attacks. I know Levitine's really hot, but building up like 1 or 2, I think it's 3 every turn or something. It's not enough to reach 99 at the time that we had reached 99. We had eaten a bunch of hits from those crab people, and the attacks that they do were inflicting like 30 burn each, and that's not a good thing. It's gonna kill everybody. So we're gonna have to do clashes where we actually win the clashes.
이거 공감 맞지? 그렇지. 바로 그거다 달래. 아무튼 슬램.
You gotta be hot to be able to handle it. That's true.
의식 불명. 좋아. 한 줄 지워주지.
Levitine's got the four the 4 forms, right? Like completely wrapped, first wrap removed, second wrap removed, and then Levitine. Those are the 4 forms of it, right? Now he's cooking.
내가 왔다. 어쩌네.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna also probably delay whipping out Levitine.
그렇지. 바로 그거다 달래.
If Rhodium was wearing Mama Otis's outfit, I would explode. I think I would like to see middle Rhodian as well. I like Rhodian. I think she's really pretty. Okay, so this is this is one of the ones that will start to put me in trouble. So we need to defend against the things that we are struggling to actually win our clashes with, but we need to try to avoid taking damage here if possible.
털만한 것들.
Oh shit, that's not good. Always unseal Levitine. Well, I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, like, there's no reason necessarily to unpack Levitine as quickly. It's not necessary for me to unpack Levitine as quickly as I did, because I was, like, delaying killing enemies to unpack it. So now we're dominating. We've got neutral over here. That's fine.
장부를 펼칠 것도 없겠고.
I don't want to fix her. Whatever's wrong with her is way hotter. Sometimes that's part of the appeal.
좋아. 장부에서 샀지.
When it died, did it throw burns on me? Jesus Christ. That's odd. I don't want bottles thrown at me or to be verbally berated. I've actually had bottles thrown at me and been verbally berated. It's not great. Got divorced over it.
이거 금강 맞지? 그렇지. 필살. 바로 그거다. 브레이크
But
슬램.
that was, like, physical intimacy was never our problem. That whole, like, whatever's wrong with her is way hotter. You're right, but you wouldn't want to live with it. Trust. Yeah, see, that's the thing, some guys. Sometimes that's the trade-off. Sometimes, like, you get to have, like, some of the most rewarding physical intimacy you would ever experience in your entire life. But the trade-off for it is that you need to kind of suffer abuse. Hey, how you doing, Putty? Welcome, welcome. You feeling good? Are you feeling as good as you can possibly feel at the moment? Yeah, we've been working on Worthing Heights. We did just fail this combat bit because we got like 99 stacks of fire from the Pekatula, I think at the end of this fight. If you were talking serious Limbus relationship questions, you'd want Sod. Sod is a high value person. She seems incredibly kind. Considering her position, she is very tolerant as well. Jesus Christ, what is with the burn stacks? Something's fucking me up with the burn stacks over here. Yeah, Sod is a very practical choice. You can't wait until you're much more better. I can't wait until you're much more better either. I hope you feel better soon. Did we have 3 of these guys last time? I feel like 3 is a bit much. I do not remember having 3. And we cannot intercept for these 2. They're just staggered. So that sucks.
장부를 펼칠 것도 없겠고. 달려라 루시난테.
Gallop on, Rocinante, justice shall prevail. It was 3. Run it down. I'm gonna run it down mid. We got this. Oof, that's not good. That's not good either. You're supposed to win the fight, silly Billy. Write them all down? I think whoever is getting hit by these is basically cooked. I do not know why... What the fuck? Oh. Did Heathcliff just die? When you lose sight of your path, when you no longer know which road to take. I guess Heathcliff had to die. It's a scripted fight. I should have just let it play out last time. Let it ride. I'm trying to think of the other goated relationship options, but we technically haven't met her yet. A bit of growth from what? From pain? Whoa, am I seeing things? Guys, is it just me or is that... It was that very same Virgilius who's never once seemed to care about what's happened to us, who never once took part in our journey, wading through the wild hunt into the basement. Sir Virgilius, most illustrious color. My deepest apologies, for mine alertness is not as keen as it oft is. Could this be a dream? Is it truly thee? May I pinch thy cheek to ascertain my suspicions? Sounds like you've gotten enough energy to flap your gums. Oh, what biting words, forsooth! Our very own color has arrived indeed. Pog. What, we have Virgilius on the team now? That's actually really exciting. That's super cool. We have question mark amounts of damage. He just goes around and kills everybody. Awesome. The music here is pretty dope. From Reduced T, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, that's one of the things I was considering doing. Like, I don't necessarily want, you know, the full dealio, but an orchectomy, I think, is in my realm of possibility. I've definitely considered it. I mean, I already did like Virgilius. I have genuinely been a Virgilius fan since the beginning. He seems to be the only one inside this organization who fucking gets it. I don't know how else to put it. Like, he seems to fucking get it. Torn between Orky and the full deal. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Total question mark, question mark, question mark. I did just see like 600 some odd damage on the second attack he did. He did over 1,000 damage. My goat. I love how everybody has a shield too. He's just protecting everybody from death. It's good to know also that things got bad enough here that he had to step in. He's said multiple times that he will not step in unless it is absolutely necessary. Why are you here? I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be here, but still. I simply could not bear to walk past this familiar sensation emanating from underneath the manor. The thick stench of the husks and the terrible wailings. Virgilius gazes at the destroyed laboratory and the march of the wild hunt in collected, assured silence. Though I couldn't know everything about the path he walked, I could see the smallest glimpse of it. But you've never involved myself? No, I haven't, and I shouldn't have. But it is pointless to waste your time on those whose path has ended. On those whose path has ended? You mean the Pekatula? Yes. I will handle this wild hunt and the Pekatula born from the basement. But there's still literally no end to them. Can you handle it? But we're in no shape to deny his help. Sinclair barely stops himself. He couldn't bring himself to finish his sentence, yet Virgilius understood the meaning of that silence. Yes, that is why I'm handling this. Did he just fucking manifest ego from the blood? My goat! He's ulting! This is really cool. Listen, I know we've done this before, we've played the games. I know colors are built different. It's always just really cool to see. Oh, here comes Levitine. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, the whole holding back thing is ridiculous. It's a trope that happens in a lot of anime and movies and, you know, like, not movies necessarily speaking, but like in hero situations, like heroes are like hiding their power level or whatever, but like, I think like Virgilius getting involved, I feel like if Virgilius is going to come in and get involved at all, he should just like, why wouldn't he go all out? Like, if he's going to pick up the weapon, if he's going to fight, why wouldn't he just go as hard as he possibly could? If he feels like it's necessary to step in. Villains that hold back for no reason because the script would end if they locked in. It's true. It's true. It's most of the time it's just it's like you've written a character that's too powerful and literally cannot holy shit. You've written a character that's too powerful and cannot be defeated if they play competently, so it fucks up the game. Don't write characters that are too strong. God damn. Faust is looking at Virgilius with an inscrutable expression. Virgilius. Yes, I'm aware. I won't be receiving everything I wanted from the contract. I'll have to forego my avarice, make compromises, or even give up a few clauses. I suppose I'll also be summoned to some bothersome meetings. Yet, I was compelled to come here nonetheless. So much for my determination to follow the great flow, but I simply could not permit this stench, this sight, to exist any longer, even if it meant that I must swim against the flow. Very well. Oi, I don't do shit like leaving a family behind, at least not usually. You are all awfully talkative today. Whatever happened to following orders without questions? As you can see, I'm not so weak that you must concern yourself with my well-being, when there are much more pressing concerns. Besides, I know I'm more effective. I know a more effective way of taking care of them. I love he's smiling here. And Virgilius looked down at the sword in his hand. I once left this weapon in the care of a kid I knew. When I returned, he, who should have returned this weapon to my hands, was no more. This blade was all that remained, abandoned on the ground. The Gladius. My wish is that no one will ever have to understand the meaning of that sight. The endless onslaught of the Pecatola and the Wild Hunt began swarming toward Virgilius. Family. A word I haven't heard in such a long time. What a blood-drenched word it is. Blood poured from Virgilius's head like sweat and tears swooping from where the crown dug under his skin. A mantle began to ripple into existence once again. A mantle of blood. Let's leave this to Virgilius. We have to keep moving. This is dope as hell. I genuinely, I can't wait to see more of the story. This Canto got really cool really quickly. I gotta go though. He's super cool. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying the Canto, but alas, timing is timing. I'm hungry. My body is yelling at me to go put some food in it, so I'm gonna go make some giga spicy ramen with a cheesy egg on top, and I'm gonna go eat that like now. Even just just saying the words out loud is like my mouth is watering. I'm so hungry. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Thanks for just existing. We're gonna do pools before I go though, because it's Friday. It's Friday night and I'm feeling... No, it's the middle of the day, but we're gonna do pools. A pull, I suppose, because that's all we've got the juice for. Coffee break. I will grab some coffee. It'll be you know, entirely off stream obviously, but I will grab coffee. Nothing new, but that's fine. That is such as life. Many such cases where we do something and nothing new happens. Anywho's, thank you guys so much for hanging out again. I hope you guys take good care of yourselves. Do something nice. I'm just gonna call to action. Do something nice for yourself today. It doesn't have to be anything big, you know? It could just be, just do something nice for yourself, whatever that may take the form of. Having an extra cookie, or, you know, a word of affirmation. Look at yourself in the mirror and give yourself a smile and say, Zan told me to do this. I love you guys. Sweet dreams. Or have a lovely day, whatever the case may be for you. And I'll see you guys next time, okay? Toodle.